Hello, I'm Super Orange Cat here today with a quick review of South Park Season 25, Episode 3, entitled City People. It just finished airing on Comedy Central, and I'm going to give you some of the things I liked about the episode, some things I didn't like about the episode, and then tie it all up at the end. So, starting with some of the things I liked about this episode, first thing that comes to mind was the general concept of the episode of the fact they have all these people from the city, like New York City, San Francisco, whatever, moving to South Park. I like that idea, and also like the fact that they're equated to being like birds, like pigeons, that they just say like a few stereotypical words that people in the city would say, like edamame, Tesla, LaCroix, stuff like that. I thought that was pretty funny, and like how they would flock together like birds too. I thought was a good commentary on that type of herd mentality of people who live in the city. Other things I like about this episode, I liked the two or three different little videos they had, like you could get this house if you move to South Park, and that freaking music that plays, I thought was funny. And it's one of those gags that, contrary to some of the gags earlier this season, the more this gag played, the funnier it just kept getting. And I mean, especially at the end of the last usage of it at the end of the episode, which I'll get to in a moment. Other things too I liked about this episode was the whole concept of the whole, oh, you're only a good realtor if you have a good picture. So you had like Cartman have like the perfect picture and have Butters do like the perfect Photoshop work on like a soft filter, and that's why his realty group immediately took off. Contrast that to this other South Park realty group. I forgot the exact name, but one of the jokes is that they're similar names. It was the full, like, you have to bend and arch your back to make yourself look welcoming, to the point where they all cause each other near fatal injuries, as you see at the end of the episode. I thought that was funny. And specifically the whole concept of Cartman selling houses people already in. And also the joke at the end of he would never really make a profit because no one's going to pass escrow for a house that's worth millions of dollars, which was inflated due to the increased number of people from the city moving to the town, which I thought was pretty funny as well. Now, to go into some things I didn't like about this episode, really not much. Maybe the fact of the whole get it, city people are like birds thing maybe got a little overplayed at the end, but they did not beat it to death necessarily. Overall, I thought this was a pretty solid addition, including with the ending I loved, where Cartman and his mother now live in a giant hot dog. And also the whole part at the ending too, where they kind of have this family moment. But at the same time, it didn't end saccharine because you still have this like kind of sad ending where they do end up losing their house and they have to move into this hot dog. And you have this whole thing of like Leanne Cartman struggling to find her voice to her demanding son, where she wanted to get this job to help the family, to help her son by getting money so they can stay in their house, which they still rent, which they do not own like the rest of the kids in South Park families do. And just the general thing of like, she wants to have her own voice, but at the same time, she doesn't want her son, who is the only thing she really has, to be sad. And I think that's an interesting plot line that they might develop in future seasons. Because I mentioned this in my name announce video where I talked about, well, we had that episode where we had the vaccination rodeo way back when, a few years back, which was about Leanne Cartman like coming, like trying to find her voice as her son's mother, which is something she struggled with. But what do you guys think? I thought this was a solid episode. If I had to rate it, I would give it an 8.5 out of 10. Leave your comments, leave your opinions down below. I'm the Super Orange Cat, and that is all.